Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to the channel. Today is going to be a crochet stitch tutorial, and the tutorial is on the turtle stitch. All right, so for the turtle stitch, I'm going to be using just some I Love This Yarn worsted weight and a 6mm crochet hook. You can use whatever yarn and corresponding hook you would like to use to test this pattern out for yourself. The very first thing we're going to need to do is create our base chain. It is in multiples of 6 plus 1. So if you would like to join along with me and do a test swatch, you can chain in multiples of 6. Now I'm going to go ahead and chain 19 chains. That's multiples of 6 plus 1. Okay, once you have your chain of 19, we're going to place 2 double crochets in the 4th chain from your hook. So you're going to count back 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm working into the back bumps, the spine of your chain. If you want to work into the front, you're more than welcome to do so. So again, I'm going to count back 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to place 2 double crochets into that chain. All of those chains that you just skipped creates your first double crochet, second double crochet, and third double crochet. So with that chain space, you have 3 double crochets. Now we're going to skip 2 chains and single crochet into the next. So skipping 1, 2, and single crochet into the next. Now we're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and into the third one, we're going to place 5 double crochets. Now those 5 double crochets create what's called a shell stitch. So we're going to go ahead and get 5 double crochets into that chain, all in the same chain. So there's 4 and 5. Now you're going to skip 1, 2, and single crochet into the next. We're repeating this to the end of the row. Give it a little stretch, make all your stitches straighten back out. Now we're going to skip 1, 2, and 5 double crochets into the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now you're going to skip 2. You have 3 left. You're going to skip 2 and single crochet into the last. That completes your first row. Now we're going to chain 3 and turn our work. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to work into the front loop, the front part of your stitch. So if I move my working yarn out of the way and I come down here to the bottom of the chain, I get everything situated in my hand here. There we are. If I come down to the bottom of the chain and I look at the stitch the chain comes from, you have your V, like this right here, your V. So you have a back bar and a front bar to that stitch. We're going to be working into the front bar of those stitches. There we are. You're going to place 2 double crochets into that front bar of the stitch, the front leg. So 2 double crochets, front loop only. Now you're going to skip 1, 2, and into the next front loop only single crochet. Okay. Now we're going to skip the next 2, 1, 2, and into the following, you're going to place 5 front loop only double crochets. So only going into that front loop. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to repeat. We're going to skip the next 2, 1, 2, and front loop only single crochet the next stitch. Skip the next 2, 1, 2, and 5 front loop only double crochets into the next. It's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now you're going to skip the next 2, which brings us to our turning chain down here. We're going to work into the whole stitch, the whole top of that turning chain. So you're going to go into it and single crochet. So under both loops of that top chain. There we are. So work the whole stitch as a single crochet. Now chain 1, 2, 3 and turn your work. Now for row 3, we're going to work into the back loop only this time. 2 double crochets into the back loop only of that very first stitch. Then you're going to skip the next 2 and into the following back loop only single crochet. Skip 2, 1, 2, and back 2, 5 double crochets back loop only. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip the next 2, 1, 2, and back loop only single crochet. Skip the next 1, 2, and 5 back loop only double crochets. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now you're going to skip the next 2, 1, 2, and single crochet into the top of that turning chain. So make sure you catch both legs of that turning chain and single crochet. Chain 1, 2, 3 and turn your work. And now you're back to working in the front loop only. 2 double crochet front loop only into that first stitch. Skip 2, 1, 2, and front loop only single crochet to the next. Skip 1, 2, and 5 front loop only double crochets to the next. And then again, I'm going to place a single crochet into the top of the turning chain down here. So we want to catch both loops of that top stitch. go. And just place a single crochet. Chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and then we're just back on repeat for back loop only. So shell stitches go into the single crochet from the row below. The shell stitch consists of 5 double crochets. The single crochet goes into the center stitch of those 5 double crochets on the row below. So here is the 5 double crochets, and into the center one is where you're placing your single crochets. Now, when you're working this, front loop only on the one row and back loop only on the next row, what that's doing is creating this ridge effect all on the same side. So if I turn it up on end here, you can kind of see. And if I fold it over, you can see that there's this line of stitches. And if I go up and fold the next part, you can see there's this line of stitches that stand out. Same thing with down here. So it gives it this very like 3D effect. But you're just going to work over rows 2 and 3 as you're repeating rows for the remainder of your project. No matter how big or small you make it, it is in multiples of 6 plus 1. I hope that you've enjoyed this stitch tutorial as much as I have. I like the turtle stitch. It's a lot of fun and very textured. All right, everyone, be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.